how are you? Welcome back to this segment of Lema Speaks. I've always said if you had any questions for me, please ask and I'll be happy to answer them. So this is one of those sessions where I am answering a question that was asked to me. So the other day I received a question, and that question was, what are three life lessons that I have learned recently? So that's interesting because I had to, keep it real and make sure that I'm telling you exactly what I have learned, and so I hope that this will be interesting. Okay, so the first life lesson that I have learned recently is that you have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries, whether in work relationships or in personal relationships. Set boundaries that are reflective of your values and of your self-worth. Okay, so once you set those boundaries, people will respect them. People will also get to understand what the deal breakers are. When we don't set boundaries, the tendency is for those that we interact with to take advantage of us, or sometimes they may not understand what is hurtful to us or what is not hurtful to us. But once we set those boundaries, then that kind of actually helps our relationships to grow and flourish. The second thing that I have learned recently is that actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. I'm sure we've all heard the saying that words are cheap. So sometimes people understand exactly what they can say to you to make you feel good, or to make you feel better, or to have you doing what they need you to do. But once you watch a person's actions, you can actually get a better idea of exactly what their intentions are. And this is because actions actually take effort, and sometimes actions are just transparent. You can see a person more through their actions. If a person honors us through their actions, if a person respects us through their actions, whether privately or in public, if a person actually backs up their words with action, that is a true indication of who they really are and how they feel about us, personal or business wise. Okay, the third thing that I have learned is that if cracks do not get fixed, they only get worse. Okay, so for example, and life actually does teach us that a lot. Life reflects that back to us. If, for example, there's a leak in the house and it does not get fixed, what happens? It only gets worse. If you're driving a car and the engine has issues and that engine does not get fixed, yet you keep driving the car, what happens? It gets worse, and eventually the car breaks down. So that's how life is. That's how relationships are, whether personal or business. If we do not address the issues and actually work on them, to fix them, then they get worse over time. What happens is sometimes we sweep stuff over the rug, or we just hope that it gets better with time, and then we end up with these relationships that either get so messed up that we can't stay in them, or that we just decide to stay in and be miserable for the rest of our lives, and that's such a waste. So instead of just blaming stuff like it's the devil, or it's a generational curse, or blaming some other thing, and not taking accountability and us working on the issues, that just makes things worse. Okay, so fix the issues that you encounter in your relationships or in your business, and it will get better with time. But if we don't, it only gets worse with time. So those are three lessons I have learned recently,